Cave Hill Country Park. The Cave Hill, also known as Ben Madigan, dominates the northern edge of Belfast and can be seen throughout the city. Its distinctive shape was nicknamed, rather unkindly, Napoleon's Nose by locals. If you turn your head to the side, it also looks like a sleeping giant. That was certainly the interpretation of Jonathan Swift, then curate at nearby Kilroot, who was inspired by the view to write his famous Gulliver's Travels. Because of its commanding position, Cave Hill has been of strategic importance as long as there have been people in the area. Many artefacts from the Stone Age have been found here, including flint arrowheads and spearheads. A cairn near the summit is thought to be a Neolithic burial mound from over 5,000 years ago. During the early years of Christianity in Ireland, the hill people built more solid dwellings, and the remains of several raths or ring forts, including one near the Hightown Road, can be traced on the hill. These early citizens would have been well protected from the elements. A stone cashel on the summit, used to house both families and their livestock, would have had 2.5 metre thick walls, enclosing an area 45 metres in diameter. Built into Cave Hill are 5 man-made caves, from which the hill gets its name. Archaeologists aren't completely sure what they were built for, but they may have been used as shelter for inhabitants of the shore below during times of attack or else as particularly unpleasant prisons. At the top of Cave Hill is McArt's Fort, roughly circular and surrounded by an earth bank and ditch. It was here in 1795 that Wolfe Tone and other United Irishmen, including local leader Henry Joy McCracken, famously gathered to pledge unending opposition to England's authority over Ireland. Within 3 years, their rebellion had been crushed, and some of those present executed. McArt's Fort was also once the site of the coronation seat of the O'Neills of Clandyboy, the local Gaelic clan in medieval times. The stone seat stood on Cave Hill until it was vandalised in the 19th century. However, the connection was preserved in the name of the former Throne Hospital, which stands in the shadow of the hill. Cave Hill has always played an important part in the life of the city. In the 18th and 19th century, the lower slopes of the hill were thronged with locals, socialising, walking, or even enjoying circus performances. The romantic setting of the hill and the stunning panoramic views have inspired poets, politicians, radicals, and artists alike since the birth of Belfast in the 17th century. More recently, it was even the inspiration behind a Hollywood movie. In June 1944, a US Army plane, nicknamed Flying Fortress, crashed into Cave Hill, killing the 10 men on board. 52 years later, in August 1996, Belfast man Alfred Montgomery found a wedding ring on the hill belonging to Lawrence Dundon, a soldier on board the doomed flight. Alfred was finally able to track down the airman's widow in Louisville, Tennessee, and successfully returned the ring in person. In 2006, Closing the Ring, directed by Richard Attenborough and starring Shirley MacLaine and Christopher Plummer, was filmed at Cave Hill itself. A famous local highwayman, Ness O'Huckin, is reputed to have buried his ill-gotten gains, a crock of gold, on Cave Hill. The opportunity to climb to the top and view the growing city below, not to mention Scotland and Donegal in the distance, has long been one of the favourite pastimes of locals. Take our word for it, it's well worth the effort. But be prepared for unwelcome company. Between 1912 and 1922, several reports were made to police of a ghost in the vicinity, a man heard wailing from the trees or hovering above the ground. You have been warned.